Back when Joe Biden was president, something disturbing kept showing up in each new jobs report. A huge proportion of the new jobs created each month were going to foreign-born workers, and the number of jobs held by people born here in the United States kept plummeting. Now, that trend has reversed. President Trump has it going in the other direction. Even Reuters reports, quote, from February through June of this year, all employment growth has come from native-born workers. Employment among those born here rose by 2.1 million in that period, while employment among foreign-born workers dropped by more than 500,000. President Trump once again delivering for the American people. Here now with reaction is Ohio Senator Brain Moreno. Thank you so much for joining me on set. Senator Moreno, those are unbelievable statistics. How'd that happen?
That's 6 months.
Is this causation or coincidence?
No, it's absolutely causation. Look, when you have 10 million people brought into this country illegally over a period of 4 years, what did the Democrats think was going to happen? Housing prices went up, insurance prices went up, wages went down, American workers were put on the side because, of course, you hear the expression, well, Americans won't do that job. They don't finish the sentence. For that wage and that condition. So now when they don't have the illegals, which are basically pseudo-slave labor, now they're going out and hiring American workers, paying them a life-sustaining wage. And that's just in 6 months. With the big, beautiful bill, we're going to turbocharge that, add the investment, add the tax policy, add the working class relief, and working Americans are going to see something they've never seen in 4 years, which is we finally have an administration that's working for them.
It's really incredible, and it should encourage other people to get into the workforce as well, I would think. Let's shift a little bit about these ICE agents. I mean, the attack on them is up 690-some%. I know you've written about this. I think you tried to introduce a bill that would tamp down or make criminal. Can you tell us about the bill that the Democrats thwarted, really to beef up the security for some of our law enforcement?
Yeah, absolutely. We called it the Larry Henderson Act. It's very simple. If you attack a law enforcement officer, it's a minimum 20-year prison sentence. Huge deterrent, right? Make them think twice. Unfortunately, the Democrats blocked the bill from passing. I thought it was should have been pretty bipartisan. They pretend that they care about law enforcement, but in reality, of course, they condone, let's be honest, these types of attacks. They, in some ways, encourage them. You know, these people that were ambushed in Texas, the people who did it had signs that say, no oligarchy. Does that sound familiar? No kings. Does that sound familiar? You know, they send out smoke signals to the craziest people among us, and they make it feel like they're doing righteous things by going out and attacking these ICE agents. I happened to visit an ICE center in Cleveland yesterday, and these are the hardest working people you could ever imagine. True patriots. They deeply care about making sure that our communities are safe and that we don't have criminal aliens in our country. Shouldn't we be all celebrating that? Like, would you want criminal aliens in your neighborhood? Of course
Seems like
not.
a simple question, but your Democratic colleagues don't really know the answer. So I love your personal story, which includes the youngest of 7 immigrating to the United States from Colombia in South America at the age of 5. What would your mother, God rest her soul, say about a guy in New York who outwardly is talking about socialism and is anti-Semitic, wanting to be mayor?
She wouldn't ever understand it. I mean, she passed away 3 years ago, actually, last month, and she just wouldn't understand it. She loved this country, Kellyanne, in her fiber of her bones, because she saw what it did for her 7 kids. Only in America could myself and my 6 siblings have accomplished what we did here in this country. And what's so maddening is when I talk to some of my colleagues on the Democrat side, and they want to reward people who broke our laws, who disparage what it means to come here legally. You know, when you follow a process, when you're invited by a country, and then you take the oath of swearing before flag and citizenship that you're going to honor this country, learn the language, learn the traditions, truly become an American, when somebody disparages that by rewarding those who don't do any of those things, it's maddening. So look, my mom, I don't think she could wrap her head around what the Democrat Party is doing today. It's really a shame. I'm hoping that they come back to normalcy, but I haven't seen it so far.
Well, you haven't, and you knocked off a very big Democrat in Sherrod Brown last fall. I think based on these issues and the way you articulate and the promises you made to the people of Ohio.
Well, he lied to working Ohioans for years. For 50 years, this guy had been in elected office, said he advocated for them, but he didn't. He wanted full illegal immigration. He wanted electric vehicle mandates. He wanted the Green New Deal. He wanted a big government. They saw what happened with inflation. So the words became empty because they saw it in their pocketbook. And what the American people are going to see now, thanks to the big, beautiful bill and President Trump's tariff policies, they're going to have more money in their pocket, and that's going to make a big difference coming up.
Incredible. You say it so well. Senator Moreno, thank you for joining.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.